بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم رب زدني علما
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ويل للمطففين.
Woe to those who give less than due, meaning the people who cheat others by giving them less than what they paid for when weighing or measuring. And that's because the second ayah explains the first one.
الذين إذا اكتالوا على الناس يستوفون.
So the meaning of al-Mutaffifin is those who, when they take a measure from the people, take in full. So when they go to the market and they take a measure, they take the full amount. They don't accept anything less than the full amount in weight or measure. You understand the difference between weight and measure. Maybe some of the people watching maybe are not experienced because it's not something we have in this day and age. We pretty much do everything by weight. But in the time of the Prophet ﷺ, there is the issue of al-kayl wal-wazn, the issue of volume and weight. And we have it today. And still today we sell milk by the liter, right? We don't sell milk by the weight. We don't say, I'm going to buy a kilo of milk. We say, I'm going to buy a liter of milk. But in those days, even some things that today we would weigh them, people would measure them by volume, like dates. Dates were always measured by volume, not by weight. So you wouldn't buy a kilo of dates, you would buy a sa' of dates. And to understand the measures, just as a benefit, the most common two measures that they had in the Prophet ﷺ in the time of the Prophet ﷺ for volume is al-mud wa sa'. A mud is basically a grown man's 2 hands full, and approximately in volume, it is 750 milliliters. Approximately in volume, 750 ml, approximately. So a sa' is 4 mud. A sa' is 4 mud. That makes a sa' how much? 3 liters. 750 makes 3,000, yani 3 liters. And some of the ulama said a mud is 500 mil and that the sa' is 2 liters. Like from limited, yani it seems like it's 3 liters. So that means when you got a sa', you expect that full 3 liters is full. And you would expect that you if it's rice or it's dates or whatever, it's full to the top. Likewise with the weight. The weight in now we use grams and kilos. They had different weights in those times. But you would expect that the weight is fair. As for the mutaffifin, when they go to the market, they expect to get full weight and full measure. And the third ayah.
وإذا كالوهم أو وزنوهم يخسرون.
But if they give by measure or by weight to them, they cause loss. And they give them less than. And that can be in different ways. It doesn't matter whether they fake the weight. They say it's a kilo, but it's not really a kilo, it's 950 grams, the weight. Or they fix the scales. Until today, you get people who cheat the scales. They fix the scale, so the scale, and it doesn't start at 0. Or it starts past, like it's faked backwards. So that when they put the weight on, it looks like you're getting a kilo, but you're not getting a kilo, you're getting 950 grams. And likewise, like that. For these people, Allah Azza wa Jal said, وَيْلٌ لِلْمُطَفِّفِينَ. Wail is a valley in hellfire or its destruction. For this indicates that this action is a kabira min kaba'ir dhunub. It's a major sin. It's not a small sin to cheat people on the weight or to cheat people on their measure.
ألا يظن أولئك أنهم مبعوثون.
Do they not think that they will be resurrected? In reality, everyone who sins, you ask that question. Does that person not think that Yawm al-Qiyamah, they're going to be asked about what it is that they did?
ليوم عظيم.
For a tremendous day.
يوم يقوم الناس لرب العالمين.
The day when mankind will stand before the Lord of the worlds.
كلا إن كتاب الفجار لفي سجين. No, indeed the record of the wicked is in Sijjin.
Sijjin is in the lowest part of Jahannam. And the ulama differed about it. Is Sijjin a place or is Sijjin a book? And they had a difference of opinion about it. Is Sijjin a place where the book is kept or is it the name of the book? And Allah Azza wa Jal knows best.
وَمَا أَدْرَاكَ مَا سِجِّينٌ. And what can make you know what is Sijjin? كِتَابٌ مَرْقُومٌ. It is their destination recorded in a register inscribed.
Naam, so that's a view. Those people who said it's a place, they said Kitabun Marqum, it's the place where the book is kept. And others said it is the book itself. Like, there's something I want you to pay a lot of attention to, because this is from the most scary of the ayat in the Quran, and it's from the ayat that give you a lot of fear. Because Allah said Kitabun Marqum. Marqum means it's already been written, the names are already found inside of it, and it's already inscribed. Kitabun Marqum, it's already sealed. Those people, their names are in it from before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created them. If a person feels scared that they don't know where their name is, they don't know what's written, they don't know whether it's their name is written in Sijjin or their name is written in Illiyin. Kitabun Marqum. If a person needs the help of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and that's intended to make a person scared of the fact that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has already written their name and they don't know where their name has been written.
وَيْلٌ يَوْمَئِذٍ لِلْمُكَذِّبِينَ. Woe that day to the deniers.
Yeah.
الَّذِينَ يُكَذِّبُونَ بِيَوْمِ الدِّينِ. Who deny the day of recompense.
Yeah.
وَمَا يُكَذِّبُ بِهِ إِلَّا كُلُّ مُعْتَدٍ أَثِيمٍ. And none deny it except every sinful transgressor.
No.
إِذَا تُتْلَى عَلَيْهِ آيَاتُنَا قَالَ أَسَاطِيرُ الْأَوَّلِينَ. When our verses are recited to him, he says, legends of the former peoples.
These are just tales. They say these are just stories from the people from the past. They're not, this is not something real. It's just you're telling us the stories that our grandfathers told us. That's what they said. Asatirul awwaleen.
كلا بل ران على قلوبهم ما كانوا يكسبون.
Do you have a sector on bal?
Yeah.
Right.
كلا بل ران على قلوبهم ما كانوا يكسبون. No, rather the stain has covered their hearts of that which they were earning.
So first of all, in terms of reading the Quran here, there's a sector. And the sector is a pause without taking a breath. So you don't say كلا بل ران. No, you don't take a breath. But you stop. كلا بل ران على قلوبهم. So you took a breath, a pause. Allah Azza wa Jal said, كلا. What did we say كلا means? It's not like that. It's not like that. Afwan, I think just give him a hand for 1 second, inshallah. كلا بل, كلا. No, just give him, just help him. He'll need your help for a second. Yeah, just he'll need for 1 minute. He'll need help to open it. كلا بل, كلا means it's not like that. What they think, it's not like that. They thought it was tales, like stories of the people before. كلا, it's not like that. بل, rather. رَانَ عَلَى قُلُوبِهِمْ. Ar-rayn is a cover or a stain which comes onto the heart. The Prophet ﷺ told us about it. He said when a person commits a sin, what happens? There's a black dot is placed on their heart. If they repent, their heart is cleaned. And if they continue, more and more dots are put upon their heart until their heart becomes stained by it. كَلَّا بَلْ رَانَ عَلَى قُلُوبِهِمْ مَا كَانُوا يَكْسِبُونَ. Because of what they used to do. Now, can you feel that? You can feel it upon your heart. You can feel that your heart doesn't feel light, it doesn't feel clean. And there are different levels of it. And there is the hadith, I'll give you the wording, the exact wording, which the Prophet ﷺ said about himself, which shows that a person can, and even the most righteous of people can feel it. He said, let me just get you the exact wording. He said, إِنَّهُ لَيُغَانُ عَلَى قَلْبِي. He said, indeed, I feel my heart al-ghayn, yani it becomes like a veil over my heart. Like I feel my heart is not connected to Allah the same way that it was. And إِنَّهُ لَيُغَانُ عَلَى قَلْبِي. The Prophet said it about himself. For this shows that the most righteous of people can feel that your heart is just, something is just, it's not like it was. And what's the cure? وَإِنِّي لَأَسْتَغْفِرُ اللَّهِ. I ask Allah Azza wa Jal to forgive me every day. In some of the narrations 70 times, in some of the narrations 100 times. The Prophet says, ask Allah to forgive him. So istighfar clears this ghayn. Now this لَيُغَانُ عَلَى قَلْبِي is not what is mentioned here. What is mentioned about here is worse than that. Because what is mentioned from the Prophet ﷺ is just you feel your heart is just not quite the connection that it had. So Allah is telling you, you have some issues, you need to correct it, you need to come back to Allah. But here, كَلَّا بَلْ رَانَ عَلَى قُلُوبِهِمْ, their hearts became sealed and stained because of what they used to do. For the believer can have something from this, not as bad, but the believer realizes it and feels it on their heart and says, Wallahi, I don't feel the same as I did. I feel like something is just blocking me and I need to go back to Allah. Whereas the disbeliever just keeps on doing it and doing it and doing it until their heart becomes sealed. كَلَّا بَلْ رَانَ عَلَى قُلُوبِهِمْ مَا كَانُوا يَكْسِبُونَ.
كلا إنهم عن ربهم يومئذ لمحجوبون. No, indeed, from their Lord that day they will be partitioned.
They will be partitioned.
Partitioned.
This is the great punishment that Allah Azza wa Jal gives them, that they will not see Allah. In mahjub, there will be a hijab between them and Allah. So they will not be able to see Allah. So what's the contrast to this ayah, which in Surah Qiyamah, what's the contrast to this ayah? And what's the opposite? What's going to happen for the believers? وُجُوهٌ يَوْمَئِذٍ نَاظِرَةٌ إِلَىٰ رَبِّهَا نَاظِرَةٌ. Faces on that day will be bright, looking at their Lord. What's happened to these people? كَلَّا بَلْ رَانَ عَلَى قُلُوبِهِمْ مَا كَانُوا يَكْسِبُونَ كَلَّا إِنَّهُمْ عَنْ رَبِّهِمْ يَوْمَئِذٍ لَمَحْجُوبُونَ. They won't be able to see Allah. Allah will seal a barrier between Him and them, so they will not get the pleasure and the benefit of looking at Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
ثم إنهم لصال الجحيم. Then indeed they will enter and burn in hellfire. ثم يقال هذا الذي كنتم به تكذبون. Then it will be said to them, this is what you used to deny. كلا إن كتاب الأبرار لفي عليين. No, Indeed, the record of the righteous is in Illiyun.
The record of the righteous is in Illiyun. The same discussion about Sijjin is the same discussion about Illiyin. Yani, is it a place? Is it a book? But Illiyun is in the highest place of the heavens, yani the seventh heaven, in the highest place, Sama' Sabi'ah, and it is a place or a book where the names of the righteous are written.
وَمَا أَدْرَاكَ مَا عِلِّيُّونَ. And what can make you know what is Illiyun? كِتَابٌ مَرْقُومٌ. It is their destination recorded in a register inscribed.
So the same thing is said about what is said about Sijjin. It's either a place or it's a book. But it contains the names of the people of Jannah and it has already been written. So a person could say, why should I work then? Why should I bother to pray, to fast, if the name has already been written? Either my name is written in Illiyin or either my name is written in Sijjin. I don't know where it's written. The answer is two things. The Prophet ﷺ told us everyone will be made easy what they were created for. And if you think about that, there are two things. The first thing is you don't know what has been written. What you know is you have an opportunity to work and work hard. So if you were to sit down and say, what's the point? I'm not going to do anything. Automatically, you are just fulfilling your own fate to be from the people of Sijjin wal-'iyadhu billah. But if you work hard and you try and you make dua to Allah, so you are fulfilling what Allah has made easy for you to be the people of Illiyin. Everyone will be made easy what they were created for. So the answer is work hard. That is all you can do. You cannot change what is written. But all you can do is work hard. Perhaps Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will guide you to a qadr that is pleasing to you.
يَشْهَدُهُ الْمُقَرَّبُونَ. Which is witnessed by those brought near to Allah.
Any of the angels.
إِنَّ الْأَبْرَارَ لَفِي نَعِيمٍ. Indeed, the righteous will be in pleasure. عَلَى الْأَرَائِكِ يَنظُرُونَ. And adorned couches observing.
The ayah, إِنَّ الْأَبْرَارَ لَفِي نَعِيمٍ. Which other surah does it come in? Infitar. Be careful about those things. You have to keep it in your mind because it's a bit tricky, right? If you don't keep it in your mind, you lose the surah. So Surah Al-Infitar, إِنَّ الْأَبْرَارَ لَفِي نَعِيمٍ وَإِنَّ الْفُجَّارَ لَفِي جَحِيمٍ. In Surah Al-Mutaffifin, إِنَّ الْأَبْرَارَ لَفِي نَعِيمٍ عَلَى الْأَرَائِكِ يَنظُرُونَ.
تعرف في وجوههم نضرة النعيم. You will recognize in their faces the radiance of pleasure.
No.
يسقون من رحيق مختوم. They will be given to drink pure wine which was sealed.
It is delicious and it does not intoxicate.
ختامه مسك وفي ذلك فليتنافس المتنافسون. The last of it is musk, so for this let the competitors compete.
The last of it is musk. They said the last sip, the last thing you taste of something, like sometimes there's just a smell left or just a little taste left on your tongue. The last sip will be the smell of musk. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَفِي ذَلِكَ فَلْيَتَنَافَسِ الْمُتَنَافِسُونَ. If you're going to compete with each other, you're going to compete in this world, you're going to compete over who has more money, you're going to compete over who has more children, you're going to compete over who's more famous or more happy or more. Compete over Jannah. That's what you should be racing each other for and striving for.
وَمِزَاجُهُ مِن تَسْنِيمٍ. And its mixture is of tasneem.
No.
عَيْنًا يَشْرَبُ بِهَا الْمُقَرَّبُونَ. A spring from which those near to Allah drink.
So then tasneem is the highest spring in paradise and is only given to the people that are the closest of the people to Allah. Any tasneem is a spring in paradise that the only people permitted to drink from it are al-muqarrabun. Now if you remember Surah Al-Waqi'ah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala divides the people into how many? وَكُنْتُمْ أَزْوَاجًا ثَلَاثًا. 3 groups. وَأَصْحَابُ الْمَيْمَنَةِ مَا أَصْحَابُ الْمَيْمَنَةِ وَأَصْحَابُ الْمَشْأَمَةِ مَا أَصْحَابُ الْمَشْأَمَةِ السَّابِقُونَ أُولَٰئِكَ الْمُقَرَّبُونَ. So Allah divided the people into 3. The people of the right, the people of the left, and people of Jannah, people of Jahannam. And those people who are especially close to Allah, they are a separate group among the people of the right who are especially close to Allah. They are those who will drink from at-tasneem. We ask Allah Azza wa Jal to make us from it.
Amen. إن الذين أجرموا كانوا من الذين آمنوا يضحكون. Indeed, those who committed crimes used to laugh at those who believed.
Those who committed crimes, meaning the disbelievers, they used to laugh at those who believed. And that's the nature, right? You find as Muslims people, and he might make fun of you. They might think, what's this person doing, praying and giving up all the things he was giving up to be what? كانوا من الذين آمنوا يضحكون. Or they laughed at you because you are not like them. They were wealthy and successful and you were poor and needy, whatever it might be. For that was the nature of them. They used to laugh at the believers.
وَإِذَا مَرُّوا بِهِمْ يَتَغَامَزُونَ. And when they passed by them, they would exchange derisive glances.
Basically, they would wink at each other in mockery, and they would make gestures with their eyes to make fun of them, like winking at people and things like that.
وَإِذَا انقَلَبُوا إِلَىٰ أَهْلِهِمْ انقَلَبُوا فَكِهِينَ. And when they returned to their people, they would return jesting.
Making fun of what they just did. Did you see what I just did to him?
وَإِذَا رَأَوْهُمْ قَالُوا إِنَّ هَؤُلَاءِ لَضَالُّونَ. And when they saw them, they would say, indeed, those are truly lost.
Now, they would say that the believers are truly lost. The believers are misguided. Now, they used to accuse the believers, you people are misguided. فِي ضَلَالٍ مُبِينٍ.
وَمَا أُرْسِلُوا عَلَيْهِمْ حَافِظِينَ. But they had not been sent as guardians over them.
In As-Sa'di rahimahullah ta'ala, he said, وَمَا أُرْسِلُوا وُكَلَاءَ عَلَى الْمُؤْمِنِينَ مُلْزِمِينَ بِحِفْظِ أَعْمَالِهِمْ. He said they were not sent as guardians or representatives for the believers. They were not told to guard or to record the actions of the believers. So they have no need to accuse this person is misguided or not misguided when it's not your job. You need to be concerned over that. They were never given that responsibility to be concerned over it. Rather, this was ta'annut wa inad wa tala'ub. This was stubbornness and them being obstinate and them making fun and joking with them, that they behaved as though they were responsible for them. Saying, I think you are very misguided. Like, and it's not your responsibility. You took that just as a joke to make fun of the believers.
فَالْيَوْمَ الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا مِنَ الْكُفَّارِ يَضْحَكُونَ. So today, those who believed are laughing at the disbelievers.
Today means the day of judgment. And look at how Allah speaks about it today, as though it's going to come immediately. And today, on the day of judgment, those who believe are laughing at the disbelievers.
على الأرائك ينظرون. On adorned couches observing.
What are they observing? ما أعد الله لهم من النعيم. They're looking at what Allah Azza wa Jal has prepared for them, or they're looking at Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. they're looking at the face of Allah Azza wa Jal, or they're looking at the blessings that Allah has prepared for them in Jannah.
هل ثوب الكفار ما كانوا يفعلون? Have the disbelievers not been rewarded this day for what they used to do?
Certainly they have. They are given exactly what it is that they used to do on that day. Surah Al-Inshiqaq, وهي